Joe.
Hello.
Checking. Testing. I'm not mad. This is such a nice couch.
Yeah.
Simon, can I get a quick
Testing. Do you hear me?
Can I get another mic check, Simon?
Testing.
You have to be more like me and be really loud.
We can share a mic.
I can be louder.
Yeah, do we want to share this mic?
Yeah, we can do that.
There's one more here. There is one more on the ground.
See if that one works better?
Testing.
Yep, that sounds better. Back. Alright. Alright.
So starting over.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You got this.
Whenever you're ready.
Go.
All right. We are back. We are navigating technical difficulties, but welcome back to Mountain Outpost. We are here with a couple of very special guests. Simon Guerard.
Hey, nice to meet
Did
you.
I do okay? It's tough.
That's
last
good
name.
enough.
Okay. And Nora Einhorn.
Yeah, that's me.
Welcome to the couch. Madge, these two are incredible. We're going to talk to them about what they've been doing this year and what they're going to do at Javelina.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's been a long year. Let's get into the detail of that.
Yeah, so Simon, how many hundreds have you run this year?
Well, I've only done 11 so far, so this is my 12th. This is the last race of the year.
Okay, hold on a sec. This is your 12th 100-miler of 2023.
That's right.
When did you start? What month did you start? When was your
January. But I started 2 years ago doing that every month, so this is 24 in 2 years.
24 in 2 years, so it goes back 2 years. Okay,
Wow.
so I have a list of the 2023 hundreds that you've run this year, and you've completed all of these. So I'm just going to name them off. We started with the Coldwater Rumble, and then you ran Rocky Raccoon, ran Jackpot, the Badger 100, the Zion 100. 100 wasn't enough, so you did Sedona Canyons 125, and then Badwater 135. Then you thought you'd go to the San Juans and just jump in this little 44,000-foot climbing race called the Uray 100. And then you ran Leadville. And then you ran the Mogollon Monster. You're donning the shirt there. And then the Bear. And now you are here at Javelina. That is quite, do you need to lay down?
I'm good, but I do need a break, actually, so I have 2 months of resting before my next race, which is Hurt in January. So, yeah.
Good. Okay.
It's
But
been
we don't
busy
want to
year.
diminish what you've been doing as well, Nora. So you're crewing and pacing or crewing these. You're also running. Tell us a little bit about your running this year.
Yeah, it's hard to come right after you name everything that Simon just did. But yes, I'm crewing and pacing, but also running and hiking. So that's what we've been doing together. But yeah, I think the only race I've had, we did a 10K for fun at Leadville, but this will be my first race in a long time. So
And
I'm
you're doing
excited.
the 100K tomorrow.
And I'll be doing the 100K tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah, Nora, getting back into it.
Very
The
excited.
streak starts
Now.
this weekend.
Yes,
It
it
starts
does.
now. But I mean, crewing is no small feat either,
No
especially at some
way.
of these point-to-point or difficult-to-drive-to races. So
I mean, you say that, but I think pacing, you get the best of both worlds. You get to be in the environment of everyone who's super amazing in this community. You enjoy the beautiful sights of deserts and mountains without the pressure of finishing or being 80 miles in. You just enjoy the last 20.
Yeah, but I mean, but her support is very, very much needed and appreciated, especially races like Badwater. You need a serious crew for that. She was doing everything. She was everywhere. So that's
costume is.
I will be the box of chocolates.
Okay,
and I am
let's see.
You gotta show
partially
it.
We got the box of chocolates on
it's
the back.
on my vest.
Yes.
My box of chocolates.
Okay.
Yes.
That is perfect. Super clever. Love it.
yeah. I mean, running 100 miles like a box of chocolate. Really, you never know what you're gonna get.
Yep.
I think
So
we just
true.
found the quote for the interview. Amazing. So, where do you guys call home? Good question.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Carlsbad, close to San Diego, is where the house is. This summer, we were pretty much on the road in Colorado for 3 months, racing, hiking 14ers, just enjoying life in general. So yeah, I guess Carlsbad.
Yeah, but we think of ourselves as sort of wherever there's some great hiking and running. So that's why we keep leaving Carlsbad and then finding our way to Utah or Colorado or Wyoming. But yes, now home in Southern California.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think I learned before the interview, Simon, that you really got into ultra running not that long ago, around the pandemic. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm not a lifelong runner in general, and definitely not an athlete. I think my first marathon was 2015, 2016. And my first 100 was the beginning of the pandemic. There was our Vipa Strong, the virtual race. I did that. It went so smoothly. I thought running 100 miles was amazing and easy. Then it's, I don't know, it's like taking a little
That was
bit
the last
of-
time he had that thought.
Yeah, exactly. it feels like, you test a little bit of drug and you have a high and it's like, let's try again to have that, and just never is the same. It went so smoothly, it's kind of sad. But no, it's I think it's a sport that suits me pretty well, especially that I'm non-competitive. So I think running 100 mile is extremely tough. Completing 100 mile is only tough, and I can do that fairly easily, and I will very quickly slow down when I'm not feeling great, which is a big difference with other people. So I do it for fun. I don't want to injure myself or anything. So yeah.
It's amazing that you've run 100 every 3 weeks and been able to stay healthy. Sounds like you're doing something right. So
Yeah.
any learnings from how, what is, I don't know. I have so many questions, but let's start with, do you learn something new in every one of these races, do you feel like?
Yeah, you definitely learn a lot. And so what's interesting, so I do film my race and I try to post them on YouTube. And it's interesting to even see the progression since I've started the streak. And I don't really care about the streak, honestly. That's why I take a few months off. But what I did back then and what I do now is definitely different, because every race you will have major challenge and you will say, well, okay, I've learned something, I'll do that differently. Then you'll still have challenges and you actually don't resolve anything, but you learn a lot for sure, little things every time, and you try to use that. And right now, as much as possible, I think we say the wise man learns from someone else's mistake. So I'm not very wise myself. I've done the mistake and I'm trying to show people those mistakes so that you don't have to suffer as much. But yeah, you definitely learn all the time, yeah.
Man, just in awe.
I know. So your races are documented on your YouTube?
Yeah, you should
Okay.
check it out. So running with Simon.
Okay.
I'm posting all my race. I have a few how-to ultra run video, which it's harder to do these, so I have a few less. But yeah, my streak is pretty much all on YouTube. I try as much as possible to be honest, transparent, and hopefully funny. Sometimes funny.
Yeah, he's funny.
I'm trying to be funny at least. And yeah, I mean, showing that that's a great sport. People are fantastic. It's a great community. I think a lot of people are embarrassed to try and do these things because it's extremely difficult, but I think it's more approachable than people think. Sure, like winning a golden ticket is not something that most people can do, but running 100 mile in 30 hours with proper training, I think a lot of people can do that. And if they're not intimidated by the distance, if they know they can do it, then they will find a way to do it, as long as they are stubborn, basically.
As long as you are stubborn.
Yes.
That's the key. As long as
Yes.
you're stubborn.
I'm very
Awesome.
stubborn, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about other gear. We were curious about your shoe choices for tomorrow. Nora, what are you going to be running the 100K in?
I have some classic Brooks that nothing special. I've
Classic
worn them in
Brooks.
quite a bit. I wear them hiking, and I have like several pairs of the same one, but pretty casual with my gear.
How many miles do those shoes have on it? The toes are worn.
They're really, yeah, so this is not a pretty sight if anyone can see it. But actually not too much. They just get ripped up because I wear the same ones for whether I'm hiking or running
Okay.
on the road. So
Okay.
like, I just really like them. They feel
They're
really
worn in.
comfortable.
Nice. Nice.
And they're a road shoe, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
a road shoe. They just have been the most, I've tried like various shoes and they just always have been the most comfortable. So I go with what's comfortable and not injured.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
How about you, Simon?
Yeah, so I'm wearing some, I think it's Joe Nimble Pilot 1. It's a company in Germany. It's a pretty small company. I mean, honestly, it's because these are the shoes that I had, but it's also, I know the course here, it's pretty rocky and non-technical. So I know that these shoes will be pretty good for my heel. I do have inflammation in my heel every now and then, so that's helping for that. It's the same shoes I use also for bad water. So for that kind of non-technical, that's what I would use. Whereas otherwise, I would take something with more aggressive cleats in general.
Nice. And we hear you're also taking donations. Any companies want to send you shoes? You run a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
and you need shoes.
please look at her shoes. We need new shoes desperately.
This is bad.
Say that you have a good reason to need new shoes. But
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I mean, but these shoes, I really like them actually. They work great for bad water. So
Very interesting. We'd never heard of them before. A German
No.
shoe brand. What is it again?
the company is called Joe Nimble.
Joe
Like a name. Yeah.
Joe, like
Joe
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe Nimble.
Joe Nimble.
We're gonna have to check that out.
That's very good.
We need a shoe review on conversational pace for the
Yeah.
Joe Nimble shoes.
And in truth, you have many different kinds of shoes at home.
Yeah.
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 I'm not that picky.
Yeah.
I have a few shoes that I feel are good for me. I don't have too many blisters with them, so then I just buy usually 3 pairs when there's a discount. But I knew for this one specifically, it's pretty rocky, so I like when there's a little bit more protection on the toe for a race like Javelina. And this one is actually pretty sturdy for that, so it's just a good match for the race.
You guys have been at Javelina before. This is your 4th time out. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
4th time. Okay. What keeps you coming back?
I mean, for me, it's really just facial hair. It's an excuse to have a costume. So I was Luigi one year, so I grew a mustache. Same thing. It's the only way I can have a mustache, right? So, so coming as Luigi, she was Mario last year. That was really fun. And just it's a fun race. It's driving distance for us, maybe 6 hours. So it's just very convenient. And I think what's great about ultra running as a non-professional or non-competitive, it's just the community. People are very nice. People are very friendly, and we fell in love with the community at Javelina. It's a big party. It's just really fun. So why not coming back here? Of course, I love the mountain. I think people that would follow my channel would understand that a race like Uray 100, is definitely my type of race. So the course here, but the people are fantastic, and Aravaipa is fantastic. It's my 5th race of Aravaipa this year. So I do have a bias. It's a great race.
And I will also say that this was the first, it was Javelina, that was the first race I ever attended that was an ultra, so that was my first exposure to ultra in the community. He was running it, and I was like, I will try crewing and pacing, whatever that means. I think I was very nervous to pace you for 20 miles, and you were like, no, don't, I'm not running for 20 miles, I'll be tired, so don't worry. But that was the first time I saw the community. I saw how incredibly supportive people are, it was just, I'd never been exposed to a running community like this. And so I immediately fell in love with ultra running because of Javelina.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons we love Leadville. Also, we have our people, and actually, shout out to Mark and Leanne and Brian. They're there. They're racing this weekend, so it's kind of a big reunion at the end of the year. We're super excited.
Yeah.
So how does time in between these long races work for you both? You want to go out and run, Nora. Simons doesn't. That's where you meet in the middle and do a lot of hiking, or would you call it training? Would you call it recovery? How does it look? What is it?
My schedule throughout the year? I mean, it's mostly recovery or trying to recover. That's the biggest challenge. Is definitely 3 weeks is too short to be 100% back. Even 4 weeks is not enough. And I take 1 week of active recovery, walking, slow jogging, and 1 week of taper. So if you're 3 weeks apart, you really only have at best 1 week of training. Wow. So it's a lot of hiking. So to reduce impact in general, but still have some mileage and still have my legs for it. But I can definitely see the downhill spiral of my fitness. I'm definitely still fit, but if I would want to have a good a fast time, I would need to skip a few races. And that's the thing. I don't run these races to make a statement or to be fast. It's just because and it's not for the streak. I just look at the schedule and say, I want to do Badwater, and I want to do Uray. They're 2 weeks apart. Okay, whatever. And I just know the limit is I can't really do more than every 3 weeks. It's just a terrible idea. But yeah, so.
Yeah, and I would say our training looks like every once in a while we'll run together, and it's lovely and fun. But I feel actually in preparation for Javelina, we've been doing sauna sessions together. So that has been sort of sweet after work, complaining together in the sauna.
Yeah. you know it works well with the sauna if you don't feel great about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fun to spend time together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any big takeaways from you, Nora, doing all this crewing and pacing? Is there anything that you want to share about just what you've learned?
I mean, what I've learned is I think people can do so much more than you think they can, and like yourself, like you can do more than you realize. I know some of like what Simon talks about on his channel is like 100 miles is still hard. Like it's not like an easy thing to do, but more people can do it. Like you can do it, and I think that would have felt like conceptualizing 100 miles or like any of the ultra distances just felt like absurd before Simon started doing these things. And so I think being a part of this community and joining his like races, everyone is friendly and everyone is supportive, and like on the race and off the race, people are just like kind and loving and thoughtful and considerate. And so I feel like what I've like taken away is that I want more people to do this in so many ways, because it's just a really wonderful community to be a part of wherever you go, and you'd be surprised like how much your body can do. Even because Simon has never DNF'd. I have DNF'd before at Javelina for the 100 mile, but even after DNFing, like I never would have expected my body to push myself for as long as I did. I think it's a really incredible opportunity to push yourself mentally and physically, and regardless of the outcome, feel really accomplished and proud of yourself. And then you're surrounded by people that are just like huggy and loving, and it's the best. So it's just all around. It's always our favorite moments to be like around the ultra community and races.
What did you both do before the pandemic when running wasn't really a part of your life?
Hiking.
Yeah, I
A lot
mean,
of
I
hiking.
really come from a hiking background, not a running background, and that's just, yeah, that's what we did. And
Yeah.
honestly, I think what's funny is that people say, wow, like you run 100 miles, that's crazy. It's like, yeah, you should see like the vacation we were taking, hiking, like that was not any easier. It's just a little different, but yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of long hikes, backpacking.
We both love to travel and hike. I think that's
Yeah.
like when I met him on our first date, he was in Iceland or just coming back from Iceland for hiking and backpacking alone. And
Yeah.
all of our trips have just been like, we just love hiking. So I think, what was it? Ultra running was sort of like, well, if I run a little bit, I can see even more and go a little bit further. And that's like, oh, this is ultra running. This is great.
Yeah, that's really where it happened, actually. Iceland, I was there in the middle of the summer, so the day is basically 24-hour. And so I think I was doing 30 miles a day with the backpack, not realizing that was a lot. I was just, it's still sunny out there, so why would I be sleeping? And yeah, it's like, well, that's fun. And you remove the backpack, oh, now I can run. So yeah, why not? Honestly, it was that simple. So.
Yeah.
And we connected a lot through nature. Actually, I tried to pick races in places that we would want to visit also,
Yeah.
as much as possible, because that's part of the fun. If you go in Uray for the 100 mile, well, you're in the area, so you're going to be hiking Schneefel or these 14ers in the area, or Chicago Basin. So that's
Chicago
definitely, yes.
Underrated Chicago Basin.
Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yes,
True.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming over, and just have a blast tomorrow. Congratulations on everything you've already done this year. Congratulations on getting him through everything, and we know you're going to crush the 100K tomorrow, Nora. So it's awesome to meet you guys and learn a little bit about your story, and we'll be looking for Forrest Gump and the box of chocolates out there.
Yes, and enjoy your break afterwards. I hope
Yeah.
you go on some chilled hikes and get that recovery that you feel like you might need, and but have fun. Thanks so much for coming, telling us all about the journeys, and all the best tomorrow. Have a blast.
Thanks so much
thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank you both.
Bye.